Hi and welcome to the market alert for Wednesday the 2nd of June 2021. So world stocks hit record as US futures jump, oil spikes above $70. That was early on, as you can see yesterday, and then of course things changed a little bit later on as we move to here. We'll just have a look at this one. Stocks suddenly puke as VIX rebounds from mini flash crash. The most liquid stock market in the world. So we'll have a look at that in a bit more detail at the moment. This question here, or sell signals useless in mania markets, I would actually supplement mania for manipulated would be more the case, and we've seen this for the last 13 years. That is the case. Absolute shocker. Core CPI to hit 4% in 2 weeks. We already know that inflation's running at 15% annually in the US, irrespective of this. But when they've been keeping this down to 1%, I suppose a 3 times increase is generous on their part. Growing divergence in policy responses will end in chaos. Well, we know it's going to end in chaos, which is why gold's middle finger to the lying currencies. The players to this rig game may be corrupt, but they aren't stupid. This is something I've said for a very long time. And you can only have to look at the central bank buying of gold since 2011. It says that they may hate gold in public, but they own a lot of it in private. I know this is the case because Rob Kirby, who is a wholesale gold dealer, has been selling it by the ton for many years to the elite. So what they say in public and what they do in private are two different things. They know that their whole system is under immense pressure and at some point will need to be reassessed, if not reset. So back to the stock market yesterday, the implied volatility moving up from 12.27 to 14.292, a big jump yesterday, but that's because the market came under pressure in the afternoon and moved to the downside. Let me just see if I can find the Dow, and we'll have a look at the 30-minute because it's a lot easier to see. You can see in the morning the market was just ramped up by the pajama traders, up significantly. There's 100, 200, 300, 350 points in the pre-market, and then when the market opened it just sailed south. You can see it came right back to where it started in the morning, which is incredible. Massive swing to the downside, which is why the implied volatility has moved to the upside. But at the moment you can see that prices are attempting to try and get back to the upside, and you see this in the daily chart, still sitting above the 5-bar moving average. Yesterday trading towards the 89% retracement there, but just failing to get there before the market was slammed, but up at the moment. Let's have a look at the German DAX, and here we've got the 30-minute chart as well. Again, you can see that yesterday we moved all the way off the DP level, same as the Dow. Once we kicked off, it was a one-way bet. In the 30-minute chart, prices never came anywhere near the 5-bar moving average, but once they did close below it, you can then see prices coming back with the Dow there, and it came back before the 2:30 session cash market open in the US as well. And in the daily chart, you can see prices trading up through the old all-time high to make a new all-time high. As we discussed yesterday, it looked set to do it, and that's precisely what it did yesterday. So trading through the 62, the 78 and the 89. So price is now free again to have another attempt at the old all-time high, or the previous all-time high. Need to get back through this in order to get back to yesterday's new all-time high. So let's have a look overnight and see where prices are trading in the German DAX, and let's just drag this across. So prices have moved higher, as we can see, off the DP level through the 200, and have moved, finding support at the 200 MA there. You can see that coming back and sitting on it. So at the moment price is again looking like the futures market could move prices towards the upside. Again, we're the same as yesterday. If you buy the DP, you're equidistant in points more or less to both the high and the low of the previous day, DP being the midpoint of the range. So yeah, that's all there is to report on that at the moment. Looking for prices to take out and move to the upside back to the 15,000 level, which is going to be 15,700 for the BRN there. Actually, one thing that I did forget was the news. Let's just have a quick look. Today there is no news. It's an Italian bank holiday. So we'll look at the metals market. Yesterday got slammed. So we'll start off with the daily in silver, trading up to the 89% retracement that we've had drawn in. Projected back, traded right to it. If we go into a 15-minute, this is what happened inside of it. And you can see they just came in and slammed it. We got through 28, 50, 56, which you can see there. And that was it. They didn't want it to go any further, and it was just monkey hammered down on the I think it was the ISM factory orders or PMI, factory PMI. It was one or the other. Anyway, they took advantage of it and they just absolutely monkey hammered the market all the way back down again to where it started. A bit of support coming in there at the moment, but under a lot of pressure if we go back to the daily chart to hold at the 20 bar moving average. So what I'll be looking for here to try and add to the position if there is some climatic buying in the smaller time frames is to watch for the 78 and 89% should the market come back to this level. If it does, I'll be stopped out of my current position that I bought that moved up $1 but has since moved back 3/4 of this, and then I'll just buy back lower because we have a nice established trend in place here. Again, you can see this in the weekly as well, so not a problem. I'll just buy back and add to the position. Meanwhile, in the dollar, this is a problem as well because you can see we traded up to the 62% retracement in the dollar, and then the market came back. Where did it come back to? Well, it came back to two places actually. The 89.66, which we really need this to be taken out, and from this low to this high we need to also see the 89 taken out here as well, which you can see prices trading at that 78 level, 89 at the moment. So a major area around here, this really needs to be driven through and down to the next level, which is 89.16 or 80.19 would be better. But until this happens, it looks like the dollar's being supported by the Fed at the moment and held. We could get a bit of a move up here, and if we do, then that's going to put more pressure on silver to move down to this area here. Meanwhile, in gold, faring better than silver, as I've mentioned in yesterday's alert. Again, you can see a nice uptrend there where it's been moving quite nicely, and yeah, just a matter of holding at these levels. This is towards an 89% retracement as well, from this high down to this low. So from there down to there, you'll see 78. And there's your 89, which needs to be taken out as well. We're through all of these other ones. But a nice uptrend in gold, not being hammered as much as silver, but there's a surprise. Silver, they really don't want the price to be going up because obviously of the green deals and everything else, the amount of silver that will be bought. But there is a shortage. There was a great video I watched yesterday about, I think it was with Arcadia Economics with Chris Marcus, about how little silver in the US Mint as well has also got a shortage of silver. So there is a shortage due to the public buying because it's so undervalued, and the mints struggling to keep up with the demand. So hopefully that will add support to silver and get it to move back up towards that 28 level again. Now I'm just going to have a quick look through what happened yesterday, because I drew in all of the fibs with the DAX, and this is the recorded version. You can see how the market opened sharply. We had in the pre-market, you've got your 89% retracement there, you've got your DP, you've got your 200 MA. Market closes above the 20 bar moving average, and then we're off to the upside. Now I'm going to whiz through this because time is moving on, but you can see though, after consolidating, prices then moved to the upside, drove up, and then I'm looking at the daily chart. I can see the 89%. I've got the all-time high there as well, and there it is in the chart here, transposed it across. So once the market got to this level, I could see that we've got the all-time high in place, which is just hit there, and how the market would react. And you can see that it didn't like it. There was a few people selling into it at this area, and you can see how prices came back to 89%. And then once more we attempted to get through. So the yellow line there is the all-time high, the current all-time high, until the previous all-time high, because obviously we've got a new all-time high here now. So but again, so what I'm doing here is just drawing the fibs up and down just to see how prices are trading, and it's amazing how they find a sideways range between the fibs, and then eventually they will break one way or the other as they consolidate between those two up to the R3, where the market would normally stop, but not yesterday. That Dow move in the pre-market by the pajama traders just kept the market moving, and you can see there we moved quite a distance away from the R3. Prices continuing this sideways move, and then we've got this double top across here where the market struggled, and then we see prices start to move up to the downside quite sharply. And then in the afternoon, the move continued lower. If you remember what we saw in the 30-minute Dow chart, prices just were hammered to the downside. The DAX held well and had a bit of a bounce here back to the previous all-time high, but couldn't hold. Started to move south, and then we had a sell signal to the south, followed by a second one. But then we had the news, and then eventually prices moving down to the scalp area there before bouncing. That was Bailey speaking yesterday afternoon and bringing the prices back. So let's just have a quick look at where we are with regards to the DAX. It's fairly quiet at the moment. There is no news today, and prices need to hold above the 200 MA in the futures market and the DP in order to have any chance of moving to the upside. So again, let's see what happens at 7 a.m. when the market opens, and take a view from there. Okay, that will do it for this one. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.